Hello, this is Sara Estelle from saraestelle.com, and greetings to you from the southwest of France, and the trees and the birds and the energy that I live in right now. And so calling that in to support me in creating this video for you. I'd like to talk to you today about why I chose to work with different ranges of essences rather than just one. And I'm going to share with you two some of my absolute favorite rescue remedies, and why I feel, in my experience, that it's good to know more than one rescue remedy. So let's backtrack a little bit. So very often I hear people saying to me, I took a rescue remedy and it didn't work, or I took a certain kind of rescue remedy and the next time I used and it worked really well, and then when I used it again it didn't work. Now, there are very many reasons why we feel it didn't work. Sometimes we need to investigate what didn't work what that really means, because when we align with the nature kingdom by taking essences, we usually get what we want, but it doesn't always come in the forms that we expect it to come. So we have to be open to the greatest vision of what we're looking for to come towards us. And sometimes we need support to do that, because it's really hard to become the best version of ourselves all on our own. So just throwing that one in the mix there, and possibly for you to find an experienced and qualified flower essence practitioner that can support you if you find yourself not managing on your own. And to be honest, most of us can't. I also consult other people to help me create essence mixes for myself during challenging times of my life. So if you don't work with essences at all, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to introduce you to some, but maybe you also already work with essences, and maybe you are qualified or know a little about one range. That's actually how I started out as well. I learned about the batch essences, and then the Australian bush, and then the Alaskan, and then my whole world opened up to creating my own moonflower essences and being open to learning about many more. And that's really the remit of the diploma in flower and vibrational essences that I have the honor of facilitating. But the thing is that, and the reason I was pulled towards learning about different ranges is because each range carries the vibration of the land in which it was created. So an essence is made, let's say in the UK, and this is a big generalization, tend to be from flowers that are smaller in size, maybe brightly colored, but they're fairly contained flowers. And now if we can compare that to the flowers of Australia, and again this is a big generalization, they tend to be bigger, literally often bigger and bolder energies. So if we compare the very well-known batch essences, which I love, to the Australian bush essences, which I also love, they are very different energies, and some people prefer the batch essence energy, and some people prefer the Australian bush essence energy. The Australian bush essences we feel them more, usually, is what people say. They feel them working, whereas the batch essences can be more subtle. That doesn't mean to say that one is better than the other. It will depend on your own constitution, how your energy works, what kind of situation you're in, what is going on around you, the time of your life, or many different things will go on, which is why it's really good to know about different ranges. So each range has its own vibration, and in the diploma that I run, people actually take a journey through the different ranges, and some of them they will love, some of them they'll be fairly neutral about, and some of them they might not actually like because it makes them feel uncomfortable. And of course the aim of taking any essence type of journey is that you move from this place to this place, from where you are now to where you want to be, with the most ease and grace. That's what we all want. So by choosing the the essence range or the essence vibration that is most aligned with who you are will allow you to get there easily. So how do I choose that vibration? I hear you ask me. So the first thing is trust. At this point of me sharing with you, I ask you just to trust and allow your heart to be open to knowing and trusting what you feel is correct. So I'm going to share with you 3 different types of rescue remedy. Now, I always suggest that people carry rescue remedy with them all the time. You never know how when you're going to need it, and it can make such a difference. The main purpose of a rescue remedy is when we have any sort of shock or trauma, accident, big or small. We hear news that we don't want to hear, big or small. The natural reaction of the energy system is to leave. And that's cool at the moment, because often that's exactly what needs to happen. But we don't really want that to be a permanent thing. So if you can take rescue remedy as quickly as possible, it's going to help you stay in your body, which will help you process the whole experience. So the very first one that I'm going to show you is a batch flower essence. This is actually the healing herbs variety. There are all different kinds of batch essences you can now get. I actually use the healing herbs one. It's a bit of an old bottle because it's been very well used. So this is the batch ones are probably the ones you can most easily get hold of. You may or may not have found it useful. If you love it, brilliant. It's a great essence. If you found that you've taken it and it hasn't quite done it for you, again, go back to the beginning of the video where I share with you some of those reasons. Now, one of them could be that you might be more aligned to a different range. Now, the ranges I'm showing you aren't necessarily the best. We're not bringing that kind of vocabulary in. They're just 3 different possibilities. Now, this is, for several years, I loved this essence, and I still do. When we were in the process of relocating to France, I took this essence all the time. So this is the Fox Mountain range. It's a range that comes from the United States. You can Google Fox Mountain essences and you'll find out. And it's called Emergency Relief. Now, compared to the batch essences, these are fairly bright and bold and pure energies. And then I'm not saying by that the batch essences aren't, but there's a certain force and energy that comes through the land and from the producer, who's Catherine Bateman, that you feel when you take these essences. They're a little bit pokier, and some people love it, some people find them a little bit strong. So again, it will depend on your energy system, but this is a really lovely essence. And the third one I'm going to share with you is another range that we look at all 3 of these ranges in the diploma. This is the Alaskan Soul Support. So just by saying that word, you can feel a shift in vibration. So Alaska is a country of great purity, of great depth, and a place where you can go to really get in touch with who you are. Just because there's very few people there, you come into contact with the elementals there in a big way. So I would always recommend this essence when people are looking for literally soul support. If they're looking to go maybe at a deeper level and maybe over a longer period of time. But the truth be known is that having listened to that, you will know which one you feel most comfortable with. So is it the batch? Which is the Healing Herbs one is called the 5-flower remedy, or it could just be the rescue remedy from Nelson's batch. It's the same flowers. Or is it the Fox Mountain Emergency Relief? Or do you feel called more to the soul support from the Alaskan essences? So I ask you here to trust your heart in which one you feel pulled towards, because that will always support you. So if you'd like to find out more of them, you can just Google and find out your nearest distributor. I'd love to hear which one you feel called to, so please just let me know. By posting underneath this video which one you feel most called to. And I hope that's been helpful for you to feel into the possibility and potential of so many ranges, and that it helps you see the value of opening yourself to that. Okay, until next time, blessings to you. Bye-bye.